Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, the EAA files a lawsuit against BeerVenture. White House and the Capitol briefly locked down over possible airspace violation. And S-64 air crane helicopter headed to South Korea. Welcome back, I'm Sophie Herlock. If you've been to AirVenture, you may have noticed a tent near the entrance advertising cold beer and servers and bikinis. The EAA has filed a lawsuit against the owners of the BeerVenture tent, brothers Carl, Dean, and Steven Sosnoski, claiming trademark infringement, unfair competition, trademark dilution, and trademark counterfeiting. According to the suit, BeerVenture conflicts with the family-friendly image and nature of the EAA and its AirVenture event by promoting the consumption of alcohol and using servers dressed in bikinis. The brothers were served with a cease and desist order prior to AirVenture 2019, demanding they stop using EAA trademarks. The order was allegedly ignored. The EAA's Dick Knapinski said talks between them and the brothers have been amicable, and the filing is a legal step to make sure the discussion stays on track. Knapinski also stated the EAA fully expects to have a settlement. We'll be right back with Around the Patch.
Today is a new dawn.
With a new name.
Un nuevo logotipo.
A new factory.
Und einen globalen Kundenfokus.
We are Continental Aerospace Technologies, and we stand behind you.
Welcome back. It's time for today's trip around the patch. Flight Design issued a service bulletin covering the installation of the starter solenoid on many CT and CTLS models. Some CTLS are equipped with a larger sealed lead-acid battery, which requires a different location of the starter solenoid. Under certain conditions, contact of the starter solenoid may contact the throttle cable housing, which in return gets worn through over time. A short circuit may result. The bulletin estimates inspecting the solenoid installation should take about 10 minutes, while corrective action would take about 2 hours. According to the Dublin Airport Authority, reports from the Irish Post of 54 rabbits being ingested into aircraft engines at Dublin Airport are false. While no animal has been ingested into the aircraft engines, animals are struck by taxiing planes and other vehicles fairly regularly. The Irish Post has since taken down the report. Those attending the 31st Annual International Women in Aviation Conference in Lake Buena Vista, Florida, March 5th through the 7th, have an amazing roster of speakers to look forward to. The roster of speakers includes Jet Suite President Stephanie Chung, NASA astronaut Lieutenant Colonel Eileen Collins, U.S. Air Force Major General Jeannie Leavitt, and Boeing Global Services Vice President and Chief Engineer Joan Robinson-Berry. Salvatore Sciacatano of Italy has been elected as president of the International Civil Aviation Organization. He succeeds Dr. Olumide Bernard Alu of Nigeria, who held the position for 2 consecutive terms in 2014. Sciacatano's 3-year term will begin January 1st. We'll be right back with the rest of the news.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
The White House and the Capitol were placed on restrictive access for a short time last week when a mysterious blob was seen on radar at the Capitol Police Command Center. News outlets reported a suspected aircraft was seen just south of the National Mall, and military aircraft were sent to respond to the potential threat. But after the all-clear was given, there was no determination an aircraft had actually penetrated the restricted airspace around the nation's capital. Officials haven't said anything definitive, but a White House official said it could have been a drone, though no evidence supports that theory. Capitol Police said it might have been a flock of birds that appeared on radar and then dissipated. The FAA did not report showing any aircraft on radar in the area. But according to a transcript between one of the NORAD pilots and air traffic control, the pilot did report he almost just hit a flock of birds here at about 1,300. Erickson delivered a massive K-7 S-64 air crane helicopter to the Korean Forest Service. Transporting this large aircraft from one side of the world to another was no small feat. Back on November 22nd, the K-7 aircraft was loaded onto an Antonov An-124 out of Medford, Oregon, Erickson's manufacturing facility. The S-64 was placed in South Korea since it was considered one of the best firefighting aircraft available. In 2001, KFS was the first foreign government to purchase S-64 helicopters from Erickson. Due to their success with the aircraft, KFS continues to modify and upgrade its fleet with the addition of K-7 incorporating the latest modifications, including composite-made rotor blades and glass cockpit. And that wraps up our show for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and tweet us. For more aviation aerospace news any time of the day, just head over to aero-news.net. I'll see you tomorrow.